feel like I've been to Jurassic Park. There's a lynx. Starting to remind me a bit of those Georgian roads. There's a glacier coming down. Look at that. We have made it to Alaska. We're Marion and Chris. In 2018, we quit the 9 to 5 and bought Trudy, our camper van.
We are currently on an adventure to drive the circumference of the world.
Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be driving all the way to Alaska to meet our friends Sam and Andy, who you may remember from some of our videos in Turkey. But today we're going to be heading up to Stewart and Haida, which is right at the bottom of Alaska. And I think the drive today is going to be something a bit special. You ready to hit the road?
I was born ready.
Yeah, that rattle is our muffler. We got a rattly muffler.
I've got a rattly muffler, but I am aware, and I'm going to go to a muffler shop to sort out my rusty and rattly muffler.
Trudy's looking a little bit bugified. Got a lot of bug splats on her. Right.
Any vehicle doing this kind of adventure, if it's all clean, it's doing it all wrong.
For sure. It's quite easy when you see something all the time, day after day, to get used to it. And we've seen snow-capped mountains and forests for a few days now, and it just, I can't get used to it. And I just think that, you know, normally we'd be vanning around Europe or heading, you know, more locally. To think that we've actually made it to British Columbia and we're driving with scenery like this, it's quite a wow factor for us. As we say, it's always good to step out of your comfort zone and experience these more unusual life experiences. I think as we're doing it as a middle-aged couple, if we could do this in an 18-year-old Fiat Ducato, then I think anybody can.
You don't have to though, we're happy to do it for you.
We'll share. And I've got my eyes peeled today for bears. I've got the camera here all ready to go to capture that shot if we see it. There's a coyote on the road. We just saw a coyote. I love this. There's nobody else on the road and we're at one lonely traffic light and it says wait for pilot car.
Yeah, they have these cars that say pilot car on the back, and when they've got the single lane traffic, you have to follow the pilot car, and it goes on. They get you to stay on one side of the road for like 2 miles, even though there's nothing either side, but you just follow the pilot car. I don't know what that's about.
Okay, we've been here a while and there's still nobody behind us.
Nope.
Nobody's come the other way.
Nope.
So we're just waiting. Okay, there's 4 cars behind us coming up now. 5 minutes. What's happening, love?
I don't know. There's a sign that says frequency of the radio car is on channel 2, but I don't have a radio, so I can't call someone.
It must be really long roadworks.
They do that though. They're really, really long roadworks. They block off like 2 or 3 miles at a time.
There you go, that's the pilot car in front and the log truck's coming the other way. Okay, we're off. We're following the pilot car. Yeah, we're still going on as far as the eye can see.
That's 1.5 miles.
But there's no work going on. 2 miles and we're still going, and still no work on the other side of the road. Okay, we've come to the end And apart from the couple of guys working right at the beginning, there is nothing for that whole stretch. I just don't get it.
Just tipped over to 3 miles.
With all these forests, it's prime logging location, and you see lots of trucks coming past laden with logs. I feel like I've entered Jurassic Park. There's a lynx right by the side of the road. What? So we've just pulled over to stretch our legs, and there's an interesting sign there. Caution, bears for the next 40 kilometers.
I don't know if I can take any more excitement. This has been one of the best drives ever.
We literally just jumped out of the van and there's mosquitoes landed on your face having a munch. There's some serious bugs up here. So we're currently on the 37 highway, and we're about to turn off and head towards the town of Stuart down the 37A. This road is amazing. There's a huge lake on the left-hand side. The sun's come out, and then in front we've got these snow-covered mountains. Apparently there is a glacier down this road that we'll be able to see on the way to Stuart. Nice drive.
Beautiful.
We wanted to pull over and just take a moment to see where we are. So there's a bridge here. Look at these mountains. Surprise Creek Bridge. Hopefully we get no surprises. Look at this water. This is starting to come into salmon territory now. I'm sure bears will be looking for lunch when the salmon spawning starts. So where we've stopped for lunch, there's a glacier coming down. Look at that. I think the only glacier we've seen before was up in Ush Gully in the north of Georgia. I don't think we've seen one before that, have we?
No, it's fascinating to see how blue the ice is.
I reckon this is a great spot for lunch. Right, let's do the windows up so we don't get mozzies or bears or the smell of food going around.
Or both.
So after a fantastic lunch of quesadillas overlooking the glacier, we're now carrying on. We've got about another 25 miles into the town of Stuart. We're just coming down this fantastic little gorge with the river down the side. I am genuinely blown away by the beauty of today.
Yeah, and if anybody was wondering why we were driving so quickly, it's because we didn't want to miss the weather window for this epic adventure.
Absolutely. Just keeps getting better and better. Hugging the river here. Now, as part of the trip today, we're planning to go over to Hyder, which is actually in the lower part of Alaska, back in the States. So we're just coming into the town of Stewart, and I know we're coming into the town because the cell service just turned back on. Just stopped to photograph the film The Stewart Welcomes You. Look at those mosquitoes. Oh, they're still alive. There's 3 on your hand.
But look at the size of that. I could actually go on holiday whilst flying with this Mosquito Airlines.
Oh, I'm all itchy.
Somebody jokingly said that the national bird of Alaska is the mosquito. And they're not wrong.
I can see why. We're not even in Alaska yet. Stewart is a lovely little town.
Even with mosquitoes.
Even with mosquitoes, they've got lovely houses and it's really nicely spaced out. Doesn't really feel like a big town. In fact, it's not a big town, but it's the biggest town in the area.
Oh, the Royal Mounted Police.
Oh, that's cool. Next left. This is lovely.
It's the Helium Pig.
Helium Pig, little pizza place. Deli.
Greek bar and lounge. Am I turning here?
Oh, it's very picturesque. So Hyder is literally just a few miles away from where we are here in Stewart. We've parked up at the visitors centre. There's a cell service here. And because we're crossing into Alaska and then coming into Canada back here tonight in a few hours' time, we had to do the Arrive Canada app. And our friend Sam and Andy that did it a few weeks ago said there's no cell service across the border, so it's good to do it before you come back. Oh, so let's go to Alaska. What is that bug on the windscreen?
Oh my God.
Thought the views couldn't get any better. I don't know, this is pretty well up there. So the border crossing should be just round this corner. Got the fishing boats there. There you go, that is the little border crossing, so cameras off. We are entering Alaska! We are here! Yeah! Look at these old buildings here. The trucks crossing over the borders. There's just one small town down here and lots of nature. Check out that for our general store. I'm loving this. This is going to be epic. This is real bear country. If we don't see a bear today, I'm going to be very surprised. Can you imagine how bleak it would be here in the winter? Look at this. Oh, it just gets better and better and better and better. I'm so happy. We're just driving slowly to see what we can spot. The woodland is so dense, it's hard to see things. It feels like I'm on safari. It's literally, I'm just waiting for a bear to cross the road. Do you reckon?
I reckon this is epic. Epic is my new favourite word here.
Bear. There's a black bear. Stop. Yeah, go forward a little bit. It's just down there. I can see its backside. I couldn't get a clear shot of it, but I just caught a glimpse of the black bear in the river, and it saw me and just slowly went into the bushes behind.
So
They're here. We're gonna see
great.
them. We're gonna get a shot for you today of a bear. Okay, so we've stopped off at this little wildlife place here, probably about 5 miles north of Ida. Marianne's got her mosquito net on her head. I've completely covered myself in mosquito spray. Now, this facility is normally where people come to view the salmon feeding in the river. Unfortunately, the season of the salmon hasn't started yet, but I think we can go and have a little look on the walkway, and if we're lucky, we may see a bear.
Can I
Have you
just
got
say-
your bear spray?
No, I'll
I need to go and get it.
But what's making me chuckle is Chris said to me, do you want to be seen on camera like this? But what you can't see is by his hand, there are mosquitoes buzzing around.
There's mosquitoes everywhere.
They're everywhere.
But I've
So-
sprayed my head.
I don't mind looking like a weirdo.
There is a lot of mosquitoes, and the reality is I'm just going to keep covered up. Keep food and pets inside the vehicle. No cooking in parking lots. So there is a little walkway here. So let's go have a look.
Look how clear the water is.
It's crystal clear. I can't believe how many bugs there are. We didn't get to see any bears on that walk, so we're going to go drive a little bit until we find some. Okay, so we're carrying on now along this very quiet road, surrounded by woods.
Who's watching who?
The thing is that the forest is so dense here, they could literally be 5 foot off the road and you wouldn't see them. We turn to a gravel road now. I can't believe how many bugs are splattered on this windscreen. I can't see any bears yet, but what a view! I cannot believe we have made it to Alaska. Yes, we have. I'd expect bears.
I would expect her, definitely.
And although the salmon hasn't started spawning, this is where they'll be coming up, and it won't be long. The view is fantastic. That's what happens when a truck overtakes you. You can't see a flipping thing.
I had to slow down really quickly because I'm aware we can't get spares for Trudy's windscreen.
We just had to show you this.
And all the way along this road there are these magnificent waterfalls.
And then it goes down a pipe there and comes out somewhere. Where's it coming out? There. Wow, we are in the middle of Alaska's nature here. Coming to Alaska was always one of the highlights of the trip for me. So to finally make it here, it's a really special day. starting to remind me a bit of those Georgian roads again. That post-traumatic stress is coming out. Big drop. So we've driven for about 30-40 minutes down this road and maybe a little further. Haven't seen a bear yet, but we want to get back to Stewart and cross back into Canada tonight. So
I'm not sure that we could see anything through that windscreen. The amount of bugs.
Close the window, quick! Jeez. Just make sure there's not another one coming, because you can't see it. Okay, we're just crossing the border back into Canada, so cameras off. So there you go, the border crossing was easy, quick chat, they check your paperwork, make sure you've logged in, done all the stuff online, and now we're back in Canada. And we're going to go into the town and into the town of Stewart, park up and have a look around here.
But it was funny as well because the office is only open till 4:30, so they've got a phone on the side of the building that you have to ring to get somebody to come out to let you in.
Yeah.
And also there's a sign saying think metric because
yeah,
it's miles in Alaska and it's kilometers here in Canada.
Yeah. But there's no checks going into Alaska because it doesn't really go anywhere that side, so it's just coming back into Canada. But I would definitely recommend going and doing a drive just through Haida and a little bit beyond. Beautiful nature. So we've come back into the town of Stewart. We parked up near the visitor centre and they've got this really beautiful walkway that goes down towards the water. Marianne's still got her net on. It's a fashion thing now. I think Marianne's making a statement.
I'm pulling this off. I'm going to make it look cool. We were in Belgium. I think it's when we first started. We were in Belgium, right next to this beautiful canal, and we walked down romantically, sat by the side of the
Oh,
canal,
it was. Yeah, and the mosquitoes.
And I got bitten in my face, right on my eye.
And it looked like she'd been punched.
Yeah, every time somebody walked past, I was like, "Don't hit me!" and freaked him out, didn't I?
There's some binoculars there and the view of the lake, and that's where we drove round to Haida around the corner there. The town of Stewart, where we are now, is Canada's most northerly port that doesn't freeze. This estuary here, if you follow it for, I think it's about 90 miles, it heads to the ocean.
There's specific foliage that is found here, but I'm looking on the bridge here and look at this like mossy stuff. It looks like a beard. Don't like it. It's all the way along here, and then it's got the green stuff as well.
Do you remember that? Remember the hair museum we went to in Avanos?
Doesn't look like your beard.
So we're just having a little walk around Stewart, and the buildings are fantastic. The Ripley Creek Inn. There you go.
Estuary.
And there's an old car. There's a car tank. That's what you need on some of the roads. I can see that. It's just got a lovely feel. I love that. Look, the brothel. There you go. That's the local brothel there.
I think these are all individual rentals because there's John McDonald House over there, there's Peterson House, the brothel, they've got another little house here, the main lodge.
It's really nice, isn't it?
Kate Ryan building. Lovely.
Marianne, saying hi to the local cockerel. We used to have loads of chickens and cockerels back home. You haven't lost your touch, love?
No, I can still get them to come over.
Ah. See you later, mate. He's beautiful. I think he's coming with us.
We have seen the most epic stuff today. We were told by my Aunt Julia that this was going to be one of the best drives that we visited, and she was right.
You're right.
The lynx.
Anyway, we've come into bed and we're going to watch a movie on Netflix before we get up bright and early tomorrow morning and continue the adventure north to Alaska, Northern Alaska.
Northern Alaska.
So we will see you next time. Bye for now.